Today, we're going to demystify one of the most common medical procedures out there, the intramuscular or IM injection. You know, it seems pretty straightforward, but there's a fascinating amount of science behind it that makes sure it's both safe and effective.
We've all had them, right? Whether it's for a vaccine or some other medication. But have you ever stopped to wonder why that needle has to go so deep into the muscle, instead of, say, just under the skin? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
So, to get to the bottom of that question, we've got to start with the absolute basics. Why do we even use IM injections? And how in the world do healthcare professionals figure out the perfect spot? Really, it all boils down to one thing: speed. Your muscles are just packed with blood vessels, which creates this amazing superhighway for medication to travel. This means anything injected directly into a muscle gets absorbed into your bloodstream way faster than a pill you swallow. And that can be absolutely critical when time is of the essence.
Okay, so this image gives us a great look at the primary targets for these injections. You're looking at the deltoid, that's in your upper arm. Then there's the vastus lateralis on the side of your thigh, and finally, you've got the ventrogluteal and dorsogluteal sites, which are in the hip area. Each one of these spots is chosen for very specific reasons. And you can bet that picking one of those spots is far from random. A nurse has to think about a ton of things, like the patient's age. A kid's muscle is totally different from an adult's. They also have to consider the type of medication, how much of it there is, and even the patient's body composition. It's all about making sure that needle hits the muscle perfectly at a clean 90-degree angle.
All right, now that we've got the why and the where down, let's take a peek at the what. You know, the essential toolkit for a safe and effective IM injection.
So here's the standard layout. You've got your protective gear, like gloves, the medication itself, a totally sterile syringe and needle, a swab to clean the skin, and a little gauze for afterward. And maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, the MAR, or Medication Administration Record. Think of it as the master checklist for the whole procedure.
You know, this table really drives home the incredible precision we're talking about. The needle length has to be perfectly matched not just to the injection site, but also to the patient. A deltoid shot for a child is going to need a much shorter needle than a ventrogluteal injection for a full-grown adult. It's a perfect example of how personalized this all has to be.
Okay, let's talk about what is, without a doubt, the most critical part of the prep phase. This is the non-negotiable safety protocol known simply as the 6 rights. These are the 6 rights of medication administration, and they are treated like gospel. Before anything happens, the provider confirms: do I have the right patient? Am I giving the right medication at the right dose, through the right route, and at the right time? That 6th right, documentation, comes right after. This protocol is the ultimate safety net to prevent medical errors.
So, with all that careful prep work done and double-checked, it is finally time for the main event, the injection itself. This whole first phase is just a masterclass in being meticulous. It all starts with gathering the equipment and doing that first crucial check of the MAR. Then, after a good hand washing, the medication is prepared for one and only one patient at a time. This gets rid of any chance of a mix-up. Then there's a second medication check, the site is picked out, and only then do the clean gloves finally go on. Phase 2 is where the action happens. First, the site gets cleaned. Then comes this really cool thing called the Z-track technique, where the skin is gently pulled to the side right before the injection. It's a clever trick that creates a little zigzag path, sealing the medication deep inside the muscle once the skin is let go. The needle goes in like a dart, quick, straight, at that 90-degree angle. The solution is injected slowly and steadily. Then there's a 10-second pause to let it disperse. The needle is withdrawn, and that safety shield clicks into place immediately.
And here's a really important detail that a lot of people get wrong. You have to resist the urge to massage the spot afterwards. It seems like it would help, but massaging can actually push the medication back out through the needle track, and that can cause irritation and even make the dose less effective. Just some gentle pressure is all you need.
So the needle might be out, but we're not done yet. The follow-through is just as critical as the injection itself.
And this brings us right back to that 6th right, documentation. Every single detail gets recorded: what was given, when it was given, where it was given, and how the patient handled it. This creates a clear, legal record of the patient's care, and it completes that chain of safety.
Aftercare also means keeping a really close eye on the patient. I mean, sure, a little bit of pain or swelling is pretty normal, but providers are also on high alert for any signs of an allergic reaction or a fever. This careful monitoring makes sure that if any complication pops up, it's dealt with immediately.
So the next time you get a shot, maybe you'll have a whole new appreciation for the incredible amount of thought, preparation, and skill that goes into that one swift action. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other seemingly